Hello everyone, today I'm going to do a tutorial on how you make Rick Grimes in the character creation in Fallout 4. One of the things that's very helpful is I've already created Rick Grimes in one of my other videos. If you get that picture up, use it to create this, it's very helpful, rather than using a picture of Rick Grimes. So you start by doing the hair as Ronin. You go to the forehead and you change the type to lines. And he says he looks handsome or something. Then you change his eyes to prominent 2. There's those Rick eyes. The eyebrows are arced. The nose is Roman 1. There's no facial hair. The skin type below his eyes here is weathered. His lips are downturn 1. And that's it. There he is. So those are all the settings that you need to make him look like Rick Grimes at the start. You then make his eyes blue. Now, the main thing about Rick Grimes is that he's got, or Andrew Lincoln, he's got quite a short face. So the chin goes up quite a lot. It goes out just a little bit. You then take his entire jaw. You make it very small. He also has a very large forehead. So you move his eyebrows down. Looks like a monster. So you move his eyebrows down a bit, and then you make his forehead quite big. The eyebrows are slightly sloped up on both sides. You can do that by lifting the brow. Do you want the brow up here, and you want the eyebrows to be fairly straight. Now his eyes are very close to the top of his head. Very, very close. So you move those down. You want to keep them flat, but you don't want him to frown too much. So there we go. Now the eyes that we've set, they're a little bit too wide for him. He's usually got quite a bit smaller eyes, so you just cover the bottom. Actually, you just move it all the way up as high as it can go and make them as small as possible. And then you bring the tops down just a little bit. There we go. Now the skin under his eyes, if you grab that, just move that up by grabbing next to his ridge on his face. Now, his face is generally very flat, so you want to move in his cheekbones, make them thin, like that, and then you make the rest of his face match that. So if you grab the cheekbones here, you just make his face generally quite rounded. Now his nose is very small. It's got a small nose, so we lift it up, and then we make it thin. Not as thin as it can go, just a little bit wider than that. And his nostrils come up a little bit. So you grab his nostrils and you just move them up. Like that. Make the tip of his nose quite thin as well. There we go. Just look straight on. You want his nostrils to be just the inside of his nose to just be just about noticeable. There we go. Now, his lips need to move up as well because you've moved his nose up quite a lot. I can just grab them, move them up like that. And his mouth is a bit smaller than this, than it's already set. So you just make his mouth just a bit smaller. As a result of that, you can move his mouth up a bit again because he's made it a bit smaller. There we go. Depending on how you want him to look, you can make him a bit more pale. And then the main thing here is to sculpt it up. So make his neck nice and thin. Now his chin is about right. I can't see anything wrong with it. There's a bit of a groove coming in here. Now, like I said, his face is quite rounded, so don't make it too square, his jaw. And you can just finalize all the little bits, like move his, he's got ears that are quite up and they stick out a little bit. And his eyes should be a bit closer together. Change his hair. to chestnut brown. That kind of completes the look a bit. There we are. His forehead looks a little bit too big for my liking. He looks a bit like an alien, so we'll just move him up and make sure his eyes are close to the top of his head as well. Nose a bit smaller. It's still a huge nose. He's got a very thin nose, so we bring it in a bit. Here I'm just fiddling with the fine details to make it look like the picture that I've got on the side there. His brow is sticking out a bit much, so let's move that in. I think that was one thing that was wrong there. His brow needs to be sucked into the top of his head. There we go. Thank you very much for watching. I'll upload this to Nexus as well if I can work out how, so that you don't have to make it again. I'll just save this file. Again, he looks like his bloody face is pouting out of his head. There we go. Thanks very much for watching. If you want to see some more stuff, let me know what you want me to make, and then I'll upload it to Nexus as well. And if you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, because I'll make as many as you need. Thanks very much. To make Rick Grimes from the later series is quite straightforward. You just give him a large beard and long hair. You can then also just add loads of blood to his face by making him sunburnt and then just adding blemishes. It's all from the damaged and the blemished section. You just add everything and you can just make him as bloody or as clean as you like. Thank you very much again for watching.